There was a man with steel nails piercing every part of his body. He hadn't eaten anything for over 100 years. But when he heard that the captain was still alive, he kicked open an iron door weighing over 100 tons. The nearby guards were scared out of their wits, watching as he used brute force to pull each steel nail out of his flesh one by one. The loud commotion quickly drew the Holy Knight's attention. When the Holy Knight saw the man suddenly appear, he immediately drew his holy sword and charged forward. But after a scream echoed, the man stood there unharmed. His wounds had completely healed in the blink of an eye. Pointing to a scar on his neck, he said to the confused Holy Knight, "This wound is real." It turned out that 10 years ago, he couldn't understand why the captain always used a broken sword. Out of curiosity, he stepped forward to pull it out. The captain stopped him and warned, "Don't make her angry." But with an immortal body, he feared nothing. Instead, seeing the captain angry for the first time only excited him more. Then a flash of white light passed, leaving an unhealable scar on his neck. Now the man grabbed the Holy Knight by the throat. He thought the knight's armor looked great and wanted to wear it, but unfortunately, the armor was too small. When the soldiers arrived, they found the Holy Knight stripped down to his underclothes. All the Holy Knights turned red with embarrassment. Shortly after, the man ran into an old acquaintance, Jude. It was Jude who had thrown him into prison 5 years ago. Jude didn't say a word, just grabbed a steel nail and stabbed it into the man's chest. But the man only laughed and pushed the same nail back into Jude. Soon, the man reunited with the captain in the prison. As soon as they saw each other, they greeted each other in a very strange way. Just that brief greeting was enough to destroy half the prison. Then they started an arm wrestling match. Their strength was so overwhelming that the prison began to collapse, and even the magical barrier outside was broken. After witnessing the terrifying power of the 7 deadly sins, the Holy Knights fled in panic. The next day, the group set off for the city of the dead to find the Sloth Sin King. When they arrived at a nearby village, the man found a little girl lying unconscious on the ground. He rushed over and picked her up to check her condition. But a boy nearby mistook him for a villain and stabbed a steel pitchfork straight into his chest.